The book of Mark, chapter 5. For our reading, I'm going to read verse 18 and 19. The lesson starts at verse 1 of chapter 5, but for our reading, I'm going to read verse 18 and 19 to get our thought from. When you get it, say, I got it. And this is what it's reading from the King James English Version. If you're still turning, say, hold up. Okay, got 2 or 3 hold-ups. Now, if you're in Genesis, you're too far. Come on up to the New Testament. The book of Mark, chapter 5, verses 18 and 19 for our hearing. And it reads something like this. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed that he might go with him. Howbeit, Jesus suffered him not, but said unto him, Go home to your friends, and tell them how great things the Lord have done for you, yes, and have had compassion on you. I want you to look at your neighbor. If you don't like your neighbor, you shouldn't have said that, so look at him. Tell them, neighbor, go tell that. Look at that other neighbor. Say, other neighbor, you might need to move from me today, because I'm going to worry you today. Tell that neighbor one more time. Sister Swift, happy today. I see her got her folks in with her. Amen. And hadn't seen her in a long time. Amen. So tell a person. It don't have to be your neighbor. It's just in your mind who you're speaking to. Say, person, you tell everything else. God is good to me. I don't look like what I've been through. Now go tell that. I want to take my time and do this quick. Dolly, we dealing with a man in this text that society had given up all hope for. I'm going to take my time and do this quick. We're dealing with a man in this text that was crazy as hell. Look at the person next to you and say, I know some folks like that. Look at the next neighbor, and some of them in my family. But I also learned this in the text. No matter how we act or how crazy we are, if your eyes come open, you have hope. And there's still an opportunity for you to get this thing right. Somebody ought to be glad about that. Let your mind go back and think about this. If God had caught me when, it wouldn't be a now. Y'all gonna pray with me here? So this sermon ain't about checking somebody else. This is about you, yourself, and your eye. Those are the 3 people this is about. This man, Shelby, had a serious issue. And society couldn't do him no good. This man had demons in it. See, that's different between crazy and have demons. Now, they both have the same traits. Y'all pray with me here? And even those of us that don't have demons or crazy, don't we have some crazy traits? Haven't you asked yourself sometime, Mo, what's wrong with you? Have you ever done something? Look at Vanessa looking at me and saying, that was stupid. This man was a menace to society. Went through life raising hell. They sent him to Lakeside. But when he went to Lakeside, the folks in Lakeside was wondering, were they crazy? Y'all gonna pray with me here. See, you got to be careful. I'm gonna take my time and do this quick. You got to be careful by who mess you jump in. Because you might not be ready for it. Amen. It's a man going across the bridge over here, Brother Swift, going to Arkansas, crossing the bridge, and he saw this man standing on the bridge, about ready to jump. And he stopped his car. He said, oh, man. Don't jump, don't jump. He said, I got to jump, I got to go. He said, can't be that bad, I can't be that serious, I got to go. He said, no, don't do it. I'll tell you what, talk to me for 5 minutes. If you want to jump, you can jump. He said, 5 minutes, just give me 5 minutes. So the man got down off of the bridge and started talking to him and telling him about all this trouble. And the man that stopped the car and the one that man was talking to got up on the bridge. He said, man, your problem's so serious, I'm going to jump for you. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, watch who business you get into now. Yeah, man. You ain't ready for everybody's. This man, CC, had some issues. And see, watch this here. And when we go through life, without any kind of connection or relationship with God, you got some issues. You may be smiling, you may be making money, but you got some issues. And no matter how good you talk to other folks and how good it seems, when you by yourself at night, you talking to yourself. And you know, I don't care what you have or what you don't have, there's something missing in your life when you don't know God. And if that's happening, Bree, you got some issues. How do we deal with that? See, because you do know poor folks commit suicide. And we do know rich folks commit suicide. Am I in here? So when we look at this thing, we look at this man has some serious problems. The town over in Gennesaret tried all they could to handle him. They arrested him. They couldn't hold him. They put handcuffs on him. That dude would break him. And let me tell you what happened with folks. Then I'm finna try to close this. He couldn't stay at home. He made his home in the graveyard. The Bible says he'd go through the neighborhood hollering, Brenda, all day and all night, cutting themselves. He was doing donuts on the expressway. Standing in the car with the other dude was just as crazy as he was. Standing with machine gun. Y'all with me? And you already know that the government passed a law that you can have a gun, but you can't because you got a felony. And you think because he said it that y'all ain't praying with me here now. Don't know that it was just an okey-doke to arrest you in the first place. Y'all with me here now? Y'all ain't praying with me here. I'm trying to cut this thing. So when we look at this, we see what's happening. They're crazy. Haven't y'all seen pull up side of cars and the car shaking? It's shaking so hard with that music that your car go to shaking. Y'all ain't never been there. Have y'all seen them walking down the street with their pants to their knees? And every 2 steps they had to pull it back up over the kneecap. Now as far as they go, y'all ain't praying with me here. Haven't y'all seen them at the mall shopping in their underwear? See, y'all messing with me here now. Haven't y'all seen them in the mall shopping? Ain't brushed their teeth, washed their face, hair still nappy. Y'all gonna pray with me here? Ain't got but 3 toenails painted. They got the nerve to ask you what you looking at. And then if you say nothing, they gonna get mad. Y'all gonna pray with me here? The person sitting next to you ain't still, you give yourself a high five and say, we crazy, we crazy, we crazy, we crazy. I just want you to know, I'm using the man in the text, but I'm talking about us. We go, they couldn't do nothing with him. He in the graveyard, hollering. And one day, Jesus does nothing by accident. He was in the boat going to the other side, and he got off in Gennesaret, Reginald. When he got off there, he got off next to the graveyard. Now God, watch this here, because I want to jump this. God want the town. Whew. See, the town went crazy like this man, but the town was jacked up. They weren't acting a fool in the town, but they were on their way to hell. See, you ain't got to be crazy on your way to hell. You can have good sense, educated, and still on your way to hell. How am I doing, Joe? So God loved the town so much. The mayor couldn't do it. He was messed up too. The governor couldn't do it. The council couldn't do it. So God gonna use a person that will ostracize, criticize. He's gonna use him to get this town. Gonna use a person that the town didn't want. And I can't blame them because I don't want them jokers like that with me neither. Jesus stopped there, and the first thing that man did when Jesus stopped, he saw him. And when them demons in him saw Jesus, they saw, hey, what you doing over here? See, demons know who Jesus is. You all with me here? That's the person next to you. Do you know who he is? He said, did you come before our time? Jesus looked at the man and said, hey, what's your name? He said, my name are legions. Legions mean many. There were so many demons in that man that he had lost control. They possessed his body. Jesus hollered, come out of that Preach, boy, preach. And when Jesus speaks, it's got to happen. The demon said, don't, it ain't our time yet. God has given us a season of operating, not our time. Don't cast us back down to hell. Jesus said, I don't care where you go, you can't stay there. He said, okay, I see some pigs over here. Say, let me go in them. Come out of them. It went in them pigs. And them pigs said, I don't want no devil in me. So the pig ran over the cliff and killed themselves. Look at the person next to you and sometimes say, do pigs have better sense than we do? At least they know they like slop. We don't know what we like. Yeah, man. Somebody ran to the town. When that demon come out that man, and they couldn't do nothing with this man. All of a sudden, he was at himself. The Bible said when all the demons, he was naked and crazy, cutting himself. But now, evidently Jesus had some clothes there. He was at himself. In his right mind. That means he wasn't thinking crazy no more. The Bible said he was clothed and in his right mind. Sitting there. Now when somebody ran to the town and told them, not because of the man, but because of the pigs. Because now the stock market done dropped. Pork chop, sausages, bacon. Y'all pray with me? See, folks don't care nothing about you. They just don't want you to hurt their money. When they got there, Barry, and saw this man in his right mind, they said, okay, he all right, but we ain't worried about him, because long as he was crazy, they had no problem. Watch this here, watch this here. The enemy that's in society, as long as we acting a fool, they ain't got no problem with us. Because they know we'll get rid of each other. But if you wise up, preach, boy, come to yourself and say, God made me better. I got the clothes, and God made me better than this. And say, God made me a king, a queen, and I'm acting like, I like that word, clown. But God made me better. And you come to yourself, go in the house and take a bath, brush your teeth, get yourself clean, go put in an application, get you a job, start raising your family, treating your folks right, giving God some glory. And once God builds you, folks don't like that. They looked at it. They looked at it and said, look here, you got to go. Yeah, boy. Jesus, you need to get up out of here. You done heard our stock market. Jesus knew they were going to act that way. But look what Jesus does. He didn't let them being offensive to him stop the purpose that he come there for. He come there to save the town. This is just a process that he's going to do with it. Y'all with me here? Tell that person next to you, neighbor, I know folks ain't treating you right. The more you try to help them, the worse they treat you. But just hold on. This is just a process. God got you. Keep doing what you're doing. Y'all gonna pray with me here? See, some of us get lost in the process because the process hurts sometimes. But if you can hold on, what you've been asking God for is on the way. But you got to hold on to what God said. You can't get distracted. I'm looking at some distracted folks up in here. Because somebody hurt your feelings, now you done stop doing what God told you to do. To get what God got for you. Y'all gonna pray with me here? If you get a neighbor high five now, say, I'm getting mine, I'm getting mine, I'm getting mine. Look at that other, say, other neighbor, you can't run me out of here because you didn't bring me in here. I know who got me here. And I'm not gonna let you or nobody else stop me from getting what God got for me. April up in the closest thing. I got the clothes in now. Ain't God all right? Up there asked Jesus to leave. Jesus had no problem. He said, get ready to get in the boat. The man says, nobody was able to do for me but you. He said, let me go with you. But I heard Jesus say, no, you can't go with me. Not in a negative sense, but I heard Jesus saying, because you can't go with me, don't mean I can't use you. Ain't God all right? If you don't mind, look at that neighbor and say, neighbor, I can't sing like Courtney, but God still can use me. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. If you don't mind, look at that other neighbor and say, neighbor, I can't dress like pastor, but God still can use me. Woo-hoo. Somebody ought to say, yeah, ain't God all right? I heard Jesus said, go back home, go on, go on, go back home. Tell your wife, your children, your family, ain't God all right? Don't tell them about all the crazy stuff. Just tell them what I did for you. You might not can quote the scriptures, but you can tell them that God been good to me. You ain't God all right? Somebody here been changed by the hand of God, and you need to be able not to be ashamed to tell somebody about a man that can save anybody. Ain't God all right? I can see him in my mind. He jumped up. He went running. Ain't God all right? When he got to the house, the children, the mama, the wife were looking at him. They said, here come this fool. Here come this crazy joker. Come into the house, hide your pocketbook, hide your billfold, hide your car. Ain't God all right? Hide the TV. But when he got there, somebody said, he don't look like he used to look. He ain't acting like he used to act. When he got in the house, he said, hey, baby, instead of cussing folks out. He said, hey, children, instead of whooping on them. Yeah! Yeah! Ain't God all right? They said, the children said, Daddy. The wife said, husband, what happened to you? He said, a man named Jesus stopped by and laid his hands on me. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here ever had Jesus to lay his hands on you? Somebody ought to. He went through the town. He went through the town telling everybody about somebody that can save anybody. They said, who are you? He said, I'm just a nobody. Woo! Trying to tell everybody about somebody that can save anybody. Ain't God all right? Look at that other neighbor. Give him a high five and say, do you know him? Do you know him? Look at that other neighbor. When I was acting a fool, you couldn't stop talking about me at the dinner table. You were talking about me. Our jokes before you went to bed. You were joking about me. But now, I finally met Jesus. I got my fall clothes on. I'm in my right mind. Now go and tell that. Ain't God all right? Yeah! Yeah! Born in Cotto, a little place called Mount Pisgah. Was raised in a house, didn't have electricity. In the wintertime, we ran the air condition. In the summertime, we had the heat on. The chickens, we could see them under the house. Ain't God all right? Talking about who time is next, because they will ring their necks off. Ain't God all right? Had to wear suspenders, pants was bouncing on my way to school. Ain't God all right? Had sardines in a paper sack. I would throw it in the woods because the sacks was greasy. Ain't God all right? Once a month, go to my auntie house, watch the Long Range, get about halfway, she would cut it off and make us go. Oh, y'all ain't praying with me. Ain't God all right? We was a joke. We wasn't the ones that supposed to make it. Ain't God all right? But here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Woo, here it is. Just a few years later, tailor-made suits, alligator shoes, college degree, making my money, pastor a church. Ain't God all right? Go tell somebody. Go tell it. Go tell it. Go tell it. Tell them that God can reach way down and pick you. Somebody ought to say, yeah. Is there anybody like me that God reached down, pick you? I want us, I'm getting ready to close. I want us to get us some praise. Ain't God all right? Anybody know something about God? Anybody know something about Jesus? Anybody know something about the Holy Ghost? But if you don't mind, on the count of three, jump on your feet and give me 3 pounds. One for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost. If you can't bounce, just rock your shoulder. 1, 2, 3. all things. Slap that neighbor. Neighbor, yes, Jesus died one Friday, but early Sunday morning, got out the grave. Now go tell that. Give God a praise. Somebody acting like they know who God is now. Somebody that took a look back over their life. You thought it was rough up here, but you didn't look back to see where God had brought you from. Is there anybody here like me? God done brought you too far.